You know, one of the things that confuses me is people always talk about the worst someone can say is no. And I mean, there's all the memes and everything about how that's not the case. There's definitely worse things someone can do than say no. And I've noticed though, and the thing that confuses me is why does it hurt when someone you don't know that well yet, you're just honestly just like, hey, could I get to know you? And they say no, and it hurts. Not terribly so, but like still, it hurts a little bit. And it confuses me because it's almost like there's this investment in someone that I don't know, I don't have reason to be invested in yet. And maybe this is one of those things where logic doesn't really, you know, work for explaining how that stuff happens, but psychology is a field, you know. We can observe these interactions, and it's still weird. You'd think that it would just be oh, okay, you know, I'll try someone else. And it's one of the things I thought of that I have no idea if it actually plays a part at all, is that when you're asking someone out in a new place, there's only one person who can be the person you ask out first. And I mean, I don't know. There's a certain sense that no one wants to be the second choice, but at the same time, unless you're in like junior high, granted people grow up, get more, you know, more experience, more knowledge about what they actually want out of life, but you're not gonna be someone's first choice. And that's not a bad thing, because most people don't get it right the first time. And part of me thinks that no one gets it right the first time. It's just that some people decide to stick with the first time because it's what they got. And so I don't know, but it's still that's how it is, and it just confuses me. And then when you ask someone and they say no, it's that knowledge that now whoever you ask next is aware they're not the first one. The other thing though that gets extra confusing to me is and maybe this is just a me thing, but I feel like I'm pretty bad at picking out, like, out of a group of people who I would potentially like the best. And so I'm kind of just picking randomly. It feels like out of the ones that are like, oh, you seem cool. And the other thing that's weird, and I don't know if this isn't everyone's experience from what I've heard, but in my experience, either the first interaction goes well, or the first interaction, so either the first interaction goes well, and then we end up seeing each other more, or the first interaction doesn't go well and we never see each other again. And there's not so far not been an in-between in like my whole life. And it's not even like the bad interaction, it's just like something bad happens where we hate each other. It's more just nothing clicks. And well, I don't know, I'm kind of lying with that. It's not just that nothing clicks, because there is a... Every time it hasn't gone well, it's almost like the person knew they didn't want to do anything in the first place. Like they didn't... I mean, granted, maybe it's the case that they're just needing an excuse to, you know, leave, claiming that they only had... But they'll even say it at the start of the date, though. They'll be like, oh yeah, I only have 30 minutes to, you know, throw axes or talk or like whatever it is that you decided to do. And I'm like, why didn't you, you know, pick a different, like say no, or pick a different time? But I don't know. I get that it can be hard or complicated, and there's this desire to not offend other people. And I guess the main thing is you never know if the other person's a creep. And that is just like a whole ton of mess is waiting to happen if they are. So you're kind of just needing them to not be. Because if they are creeps, then everything just sucks. And on the whole, you know, they could be a creep thing. Like, they don't know you're not a creep yet, you know?